That's what I'm getting to. But that's what I was getting to because my wife, she would rather watch when she wants to watch a TV show. She wants me to be on the couch. I have to be there on the couch there. But at my desk, absent. I'll go do something else. Don't want to sit there while you play games. You know what I mean?
So if, let's say, and this is for the guys, right? Say if you're playing and your significant other is there, they don't probably have to game. Maybe they have like a setup next to you, right? What if they're there watching a show, doing things that they want to do, but they're just there with you? Would that...
That's fine, but they don't do that.
Wait. Would that bring your animosity level?
Probably.
Right, like you wouldn't rage as much in the game. I'm just asking, like, it's just a question.
You got this or you got
No. I was just gonna say I'm gonna head out. So Bob, you can sit right over here.
All right, so actually, so just to kind of like look, Eric's changed. He's got a beard and
he's
darker
mature
tone
now.
Yeah. This is the adult Eric. No, Eric had to leave because he wants to watch Nick's play. I feel bad she's not here to have this conversation, but like the one thing I will say though, our gaming time hella exceeds most of y'all watching time probably.
Yeah.
That is the other issue. It's like, how long do we want them to sit there and watch?
She just hit me.
Because she's hitting.
Teacher, she hit me.
What?
You're the teacher. She hit me. She assaulted
elbow.
me. She assaulted me.
I don't give a shit. This what this is for.
You're mad your wife touched you?
She assaulted me. That's not a touch.
That's how.
Travis is like, I want blood.
Yeah. If I don't see bruises, I don't give a shit.
Look. I'm brown.
By the way, Christina, just FYI, if you act, it really hurts when you hit somebody with a loaf of bread, but it leaves no marks. Keep that in mind.
You told me that before.
I have.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Years ago, I told her.
I'm gonna go ask Anne if she's in an abusive relationship just now. I'll be back.
You wish you never be able to. We don't really buy bread like that anyway. Anymore.
He's allergic to gluten.
I'm not. You are. You're the one cries about
Acid reflux.
All right, anyways. I'm sure it's a real
You
thing.
need a tummy rub?
I'm sure it's a real thing. It's okay.
You need your tummy rub?
This is why I don't tell you.
So
Because you think
clearly-
I'm making it up.
This is the work marriage happening right now.
Who,
Yeah.
him?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never.
Absolutely. Completely.
See that?
You don't want to look,
glad
look
you
him in the
stayed.
eye?
Bring that mic closer, please. Thank you. Yeah, sorry. It's the thing. It makes it easier for me to edit. But yeah, no. The other part of that comment that I made is that I don't know what the fuck she's cleaning for 3 hours. I don't know. We don't have that big of a house.
Cleaning
Play
takes
room.
time.
It does.
God, I
Like-
wish
Yeah,
she
you
was
guys
here
wouldn't
for
know.
this.
Cleaning,
I wish she was here
cleaning
for this.
takes time.
Cleaning takes time.
It does. It's not just like the broom sweeping
Right.
and picking it up. It's like you have to scrub, you have to wipe the counters.
it's a lot.
Like it does add up. Like Rich always asks me to, like when we go to my place and I immediately start cleaning because if I haven't been there for a couple days, if I was staying with him, it's like I go into cleaning mood immediately. We could get home at like 9 to my place and I'm like, I got clean. And like, it's just tidying up because you don't want to like go to sleep in a place that's dusty if you haven't been there for a few days. You don't want like the kitchen to be dirty like while you're away and like, you know, it's never dirty, but you know, just want to wipe it down and it takes time. And Rich will be like, come sit, and I'm like,
I don't know about
So,
this.
well-
I still, you know, we have a house of 4 dogs.
Okay, so wait.
Mhm.
Right?
Well,
Let me ask you a question and ask you a question. Do either one of you take on the cleaning responsibilities? Do you do anything to help out?
I do, but I feel like she'll rebut, but well, I do.
Same here.
what does that entail?
So during,
Thank you. Go ahead.
okay, during the week, I try to avoid having any laundry on the weekend. So I do laundry on the weekdays, right? Sometimes I forget to fold because he goes on Fortnite. I gotta go on, right?
Don't blame me.
There we go.
But
We're
the
getting
dog-
to the thick
I'll
of
skip
it
the
now.
laundry part on his end.
all 4 dogs need to be walked and trained. And I'm usually also mid-feeding by the time she comes home from work. I will do my best to wipe things down. I do Swiffer and vacuum as much as I can.
I vacuum, wash the dishes if there's a
What-
lot of
babe.
dishes,
So you watch. Okay.
the bottles, clean
We're-
up after
we're-
the kids if they're
I'm trying
a
to
whole
get to the
mess.
bottom
Come,
of does
come.
he actually help
Having-
you
my
clean?
seat.
Having kids,
Have this conversation.
So
So, you
Come.
no, go. You can answer for me now.
Come.
I can answer from here. No, trust me, go. No, I'm looking just.
Please.
No, you really want to be. You really.
We want
You
to
don't
know.
like this conversation.
I'm giving you a chance to just.
I'm
go
trying
ahead.
to get
Because-
to the.
You have to.
Ask the question. No, yeah, give me that.
You have to bash now.
I'm gonna switch when Rich comes down.
That's fine.
So we want to know, as Savannah pointed out, we want to know if the guys, because Bob says he does dishes, he cleans after the kids. We can confirm with Christina because the look on her face is probably like, no. Travis says he walks the dogs. He does laundry every day, which in my opinion is a waste of water. Just wait and wash it once.
You gotta watch the white people thing on YouTube. They tell you to do it every day, so you don't have to do it on weekends.
Yeah, but
Every
that's a lot
day,
of
just do like
electricity.
just like Thursday then.
The resident white person
Yeah.
is saying that's
From
not
my
good.
expertise.
Right.
Well, I don't know, man.
We know you don't know.
How many clothes do you wear every day?
Right. You need to watch.
Well, it's not just that. It's also we gotta deal with a lot of blankets for the dogs and stuff. So like,
That's
so
fair.
one day I'll
You
do
have your
laundry,
own-
clothes,
It's the
and
same like having kids.
Right. I
You
could
gotta wash.
You gotta wash them separate. They're separate fabric.
Yeah, but very frequently because kids go through dirty
You
clothes.
have kids.
And a dog is the same way, apparently.
He
yeah,
has
dogs are pretty intense about
blankets.
laundry.
That's why they say when you're going to have a kid, have a dog first.
But
Yeah.
he is
To see if you
washing
can take care of the
every day.
You need a dog?
I don't need anything right
You
now.
No,
sure?
do
My
not
life
give
is
him a
great.
dog.
Okay. Oh, now you're learning that your life is great.
My life has always been great.
Oh, no. Now you're realizing
No,
your
my
life
life
is
has
good.
always been great.
Okay.
Travis says he has dogs.
Mhm.
And he's trying to say I Swiffer and I wipe and I do a little this and that. But we're gonna ask Anne,
Is that true?
is that true?
Well, he does take care of the dogs every day because I go into the office 5 days a week.
Wow, she's defending him.
So he does.
Let her talk.
I appreciate him for that. He does the laundry, not every day, maybe like every other day.
I think about it every day.
Yes, he does. He does.
You get A for
That's
effort.
a count.
And it depending on the day, depending on what his workload is like. He has his editing after work and taking care of the dogs. Does the housework get done by the time I come home? Not every day. I come home and I usually do all of the cleaning because he's editing. So I understand that he has a busy life.
Don't make excuses for me. You be nice on camera.
Because I am nice.
What about when you come home and you catch him gaming? Because I'm there when you do that.
So it is frustrating sometimes. Yes, it is. But I also realize like he's working 9 to 5. He's taking care of the dogs before and after work. And then he's editing when he's not gaming or doing something else that's, on his load. So I can't really get upset with him, but I do get upset when I come home and the kitchen is a mess and there's just shit everywhere.
Does he say I'm gonna go do that or I'm
Yeah.
gonna get to it?
Yeah. That's always
Yeah.
always the
Yeah,
response.
but that's on our time.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Oh,
We'll
that-
get to it eventually,
yeah,
right?
on your
it's like
time.
midnight.
I mean, obviously your time is not my time, but it's on our time.
What,
We get
like
the
6
chance.
hours later?
Yes, it's still gonna get done.
That's still time.
I didn't go to sleep yet. If I went to sleep and left it, then that's a different story. Then you
Which
can wake up.
happens sometimes as well.
It
Like if I
does.
ask before I go to sleep and it's garbage day the next day, I'll be like, hey, please put the garbage out. And then we wake up the next morning and I ask him, did you put the garbage out? And he's like, no, I forgot.
I'll do it in the morning.
Yeah,
No.
yes, that's his response. But garbage is picked up at 4 a.m. and it's now 7 a.m. and it's too late now. So
Okay,
that-
I don't know,
things
but
like
that
that
I
are
can't
a
help you
little
on that end, Travis.
frustrating.
Because even if I'm dumb tired, I will try to watch everything and then put it away.
Travis's excuse is like, you have 3 kids. I have 4.
What's that? Let him come down. And we have the new challenger.
Welcome, new player.
You guys done already?
No.
Still going.
So we're only getting into Savannah now.
Yeah.
If you guys gotta go, let me know. So
Oh, man, I'm on this.
you're gonna.
I can swap.
did you
let's
purpose-
swap.
No.
You're
You're doing-
on screen, and when they leave, we can hop back on.
You're doing
Are you guys staying for a while, right?
We don't have to run.
Oh, good. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
enjoy
you're
yourself.
doing great.
Anne's just trying to
I
get out
just
her
wanna
seat.
see
Oh,
her.
sorry.
So well,
You make the rest of the ladies feel welcome.
yeah.
But now we've outnumbered the gentleman.
That's
It's
awesome.
okay. No, there's 2 off
It's
cameras.
okay.
It's fine. It's
That's
4-4.
So for Ashley and Savannah, well, Ashley, are you ready for
For side.
that? Or have you like experienced Eric?
Okay.
I mean, I don't know Eric's living situation, but is he like doing those things?
He is the messiest person I've ever met in my entire life. Yeah.
So do you go over and do these things, or does he?
Yeah. So he went to El Salvador a few weeks ago. I went over. I deep cleaned his entire room, did all of his laundry,
Eric laughed.
You're
took
such
care
a
of the
good
dog.
girlfriend.
I just couldn't take it anymore. I used to be like that.
Hmm?
So I'm sure I'll grow out of it. So, but. And his excuse is, well, when we move in together, it won't be like that. And I'm like, no, that's a lie. That's
All
a
right.
trap. That's a trap.
When we lived apart, I would go after work and clean up and take care of the dogs because he was commuting from the city. And then I thought when we moved in together, it would be even, but it's.
Yeah.
Gotcha, bitch. Yeah. They trap you. That's what they do.
Well,
I love that. I love that one.
I get mad when he doesn't clean up, especially if I come over and he's gaming and he's like, I'll wash my sheets, I'll do this. And I come over and he's gaming and nothing's been done, especially because I'm allergic to his dog.
Ooh.
So like if he doesn't clean up and there's dog hair everywhere, I'm like sick the whole night. So if I come over and he's gaming and like there's dog hair everywhere, the sheets haven't been washed, I'm like, Eric. It's
Yeah,
worth it.
you should
You had
do
one
that.
If she's
job.
sick all night, that's a whole different
Wow.
story.
Yeah.
There's no pum pum there.
Yeah. None.
So Savannah,
Yeah.
has that happened to you where you've had to go over to Rich? And you can be honest, he can't do anything to you,
He's shaking his head.
right? We have the evidence. If he does anything, we're like, look, this is what happened.
Bro, I still live at home with a West Indian family,
Yeah,
so my
so
house
this
is
is the
always clean.
Oh, really?
No, like she's beyond West Indian levels of
Yeah.
clean too. It's like every 3 days we're re-cleaning the house.
Oh, damn.
Like, and it's an activity I participate in sometimes when it comes to his room. So she has to work less because even if his room is spotless, I'm there still like packing his clothes away, like tidy. I'll be like, no, it's okay, I got this, just so she could take a break. Because I feel bad.
Actually-
She's always cleaning.
I'm gonna throw this in there real quick, right? What point does his Smash Brother obsession become the issue in the cleaning or?
Or just doing daily tasks.
I don't know, like if any. So by the way, Savannah has Smash Bros too. Okay, don't even fucking. Everybody is like, oh, Rich. Let's not forget. Let's not forget. Savannah has a Switch too. Okay, like,
I wasn't even going to say anything bad, so now you're just being defensive.
no.
I did all that.
Please say bad. We want
No.
that.
You're going on the defensive for
I'm making it sound like she has a gaming issue. She totally doesn't, but it's funny. So
pretty understandable.
we have two different dynamics of how I game depending on where I am. If I'm at like my house, then I'm like I play my games. I'm like I don't really give a fuck. But like if I'm by her house, she'll be playing like Smash Bros. I remember when she first got her Switch 2, you don't have all the characters right away. So she's like playing and then I'm like just kind of doing some work and I just hear her like grunting like and I'm like, I turn, I'm like, what's going on? And I just see her with her Switch and she's like shaking it while she's playing it. And she's like, nothing, I'm fine. So I'm like, okay. And then she's like playing and like, I think she's like fighting Peach. And I'm like, do you want me to help you? She's like, no, I got it. It's like on level 3, by the way. It's not even like, it's on
Level
3.
I'm
So,
going to interrupt you there, honey.
so
To preface this by saying,
yeah, maybe we should start from the beginning. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
That wasn't the beginning.
no. He like skipped ahead to when I got
Yeah, I
to him.
did. I
So-
got too far.
When I met him, he was never really like a big gamer to my knowledge, but he had the Switch, which was a present from one of his best friends. So he's like very fond of it. Like it's his favorite thing to play. So I never saw it because like when we used to hang out initially and when we were dating, we never were just lounging and had time to lounge that I would see him play. But then when I started staying over and like, he started staying over by me, I noticed the Switch would come out. And the funniest thing when the Switch would come out is that like, it's like the whole house was under attack at first.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Don't worry, I approve.
It was pretty bad, bro.
I approve.
We'd be sitting on the couch, like in his living room, and his dad would be sitting like adjacent to us. His mom would probably be in the kitchen, and I'd be right next to him. And we're probably watching something on TV. I'm on my phone. His dad's watching, an old Western. His mom's cooking. And then you just hear a string of like, oh, fuck. And it's just like,
No, it would be dead quiet. It would be dead quiet in the living room and like dead quiet. And I'm like, all you hear is just like my fingers on the Switch. And then out of nowhere, I would just go, fuck! fuck? And then everyone in the living room would like jump. My mom would have like a fucking
His
heart
mom
attack.
has literally gotten scared and like dropped something or like spun around. His dad would be like nodding off a little and he'll jump up and be like, what is the problem? And even me, like I'm like doing my own thing and I'm just here, keeping him company. And I'm like, is everything okay? Now it's like, a couple years in, it's like, okay, like it's just as normal. And we still all freak out like if it's like unsuspecting, but it's like whatever. Then he has games in his room. So he's not like you did have Far Cry, which was on the PS.
Oh, Far Cry was great.
Yeah, Far Cry was great.
yeah.
So my thing was like, I've always liked video games and that like I grew up like watching like my like dad's half brother play. I like saw friends playing, but I never had like things of my own. Like I didn't have like an Xbox or a GameCube or whatever it was back then. I had a Game Boy, which like I had like girly games on it, like, and I would play and I thought it was pretty cool that I could get through the levels. But I never like had a station to say like I could play like my own games and figure out how to do it on my own. I could just watch other people. So as I got older, I thought it would be something I could get into. I just never had the time, like with school and work and whatever. And then when I met Rich and I saw he had a Switch, I thought it was pretty cool. So eventually, like, I think like one Christmas into like dating, my dad got me a Switch for Christmas.
Yeah. Why did he get it for you again?
I think he brought it over, like you brought yours over, and we were hanging out at my parents' house, like, on a Sunday, and he was just, I'm like, you could bring your Switch and play because I'm just going to hang out with my mom. Like, we're going to talk and gossip. Like, you're not going to be impressed by that. So I'm like, you could bring the Switch and like entertain yourself. And then I was like, I kind of want one. And I said it, and like my dad and my mom
Wow.
So they got me a Switch, and I'm like, when I got it, he was like, oh, what games do you want? Like, we can like get you games so you can learn how to play. I'm like, this is great. I'm going to learn how to play video games. And I wanted Smash because I did grow up watching my dad's half brother playing Smash. And I always thought it was cool. Like I even played a couple of the games with him, and I thought I was good. When I got my own Switch.
Did that backfire real hard?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just that I don't have the patience to like learn the skills as far as like hand-eye coordination.
I'm glad you're sitting across from my wife.
To like, learn like all of that. And like it was something that I thought like we could play together once I got into it. So it was like well-intentioned.
I get too competitive.
But then he gets so competitive.
Yeah.
Like I'd be playing, he's like, come, let me just show you how to do this. I'm like, I'm gonna figure it out on my own. Like I want to figure it out.
It like physically hurts me when I see the computer beating her up because I'm like, you don't like this doesn't need to happen, Like
okay. So let's I'm gonna give you Harry Potter. That new Hogwarts game.
It's
Oh
the
my
best
God,
game.
it was so great.
It is the best game.
You're doing good.
Oh, so I didn't play. So
Okay.
she watched me play.
So that was the
essentially.
thing.
Yeah.
The relationship has now evolved to the place where I'm like, okay, as much as I like video games, I would say though, the first time we did go away together, we went upstate like for a week when we were like first dating, and it's not like a video game. It was like Mario Tennis.
Mario Tennis is bomb.
And we're playing like for the West Indian people, we were playing chutney music, and we were like eating a bag of chips, and I was getting my butt whooped in Mario Tennis too. And from then, that's when I realized that he is very good at video games, and if you're not that good at
No, we played on teams.
we played on teams, but then every 5 seconds, he'd be like, I got it. And his character will fly across the screen to save mine because he don't got
I would
it.
go to this side of the tennis court. You would just see like a Mario character just hopping back and forth.
Give me a chance. But I'm like, okay, video games with you. It was a lot of fun. It was probably one of the most memorable times we've had with video games and just hanging out. But yeah, video games with him is different. So now it's evolved to like, I'm okay when he's playing Smash. Like I'll just read a book or I'll watch my show and I'll keep him company. And like other games that he's since gotten, he's into PC games.
Oh, the Hogwarts game was great.
The
Because Savannah's like the biggest Harry Potter fan. Like she's read all the books like twice. She knows everything. So playing Hogwarts Legacy was really good because it was like I was learning like it's the most in-depth game in terms of how it shows you Hogwarts and like that world. So I'd be like walking around the castle and she'd like know like, oh yeah, that's this. And like, oh yeah, the Slytherin room would be here and like, and all this other stuff. And then once I learned the Vada Kedavra, the killing spell, that was it. I was like, I was making Voldemort look like Gandhi in that game, bro. I was killing everyone.
So wait, hold on. Can I just say that's what I imagined me buying Hogwarts was going to be like. She would play, she would hand it over. She'd be like, oh my God, let's go here. My wife has no attention. span whatsoever.
That's not what happened.
Okay.
What happened was I played the game for like 30 minutes.
You play Hogwarts?
Yeah,
Oh,
for
shit.
30 minutes.
That's you
And I
lasted longer
didn't
than
even
Savannah.
get
You lasted
to-
longer than Savannah.
I didn't even get to 1%. So
Yeah.
from there, I just said, this is definitely not for me. It's very time consuming.
Yeah.
Like
The beginning of the
how
game.
That's
everyone's
what video
saying,
games
like,
are.
the guys are saying, it would be nice if their significant other sat with them while they played. You guys play for like 5-6 hours. I can't sit for
Yeah.
that long.
Yeah.
There's a
There are
lot
things
that
to get
can
done.
be done in those hours.
So I did mention that when you left, and I felt bad that you weren't here. But yes, I think one of the big things about us gaming, we want you to sit with us. The shitty part is that we can game for hours, but y'all got shit to do.
Yo,
No.
I
no,
will-
it's true because there's a lot of things. There's days and time.
Time out. It's not that they have a lot of shit to do. We, the men,
Don't do
choose
shit.
not to do those things.
Yes.
As a guy who has to do
Hey, you single? You shut your mouth.
No. As a single man, I have to do it all myself.
Bruh. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna shut my mouth.
But you sit down for hours though.
I do because I find the time to do it. But I don't neglect what else I have to do.
No, but that's the same thing I'm saying. If we get done with what we have to do,
Right.
If I sacrifice a couple hours of sleep just to be up till 3 o'clock,
Yeah.
it's still a problem no matter what.
Yeah.
Because people get mad. Oh, you're still sleeping. Oh, why you good sleeping for? Oh, you didn't come to bed this late.
Every night I ask him, every morning I ask him, so what time did you come to bed last night? Because I'm already asleep.
Right.
And it's, it would be nice if you came to bed.
And then
To cuddle.
yes.
Bro, my brain doesn't shut off. There are only 2 things that will shut my brain off. Sorry, 3. Working out, video games, boom. And if I'm not getting, I gotta do something.
That's a fair assessment.
My brain doesn't shut
I
off.
like
Otherwise,
those top 3. I like those top 3.
those are the only
That's
2
why you
things
have
that
3
shut my brain off.
kids.
Well, okay, first of all, y'all already have 3 kids, so I know that's not a problem. Right? We're going over that again.
Living all 3 at once.
Yeah,
Look,
he's got it all.
Can I just say that in this gaming community of friends that Bob has, and even people around us, it is amazing. And when I say the reaction we get, everyone is amazed that we have 3 kids because they know how much time
Where
and
do you
effort
get time?
Bob puts into this game. Like,
I don't think that we're amazed that how am I gonna say this? Yeah.
that he found the time.
No. We are amazed that he has someone based off the way he is online. Because Bob, like one of the first times I met Bob was shitting on someone like, yeah, that's why my chick is hotter than yours. I'm like, you have someone?
Yo, say word. I remember him going, he was talking about how his girl's hot or some shit like that, right? Like, and I'm just like, who fucks him?
Yes. then come to find out, he's got 3 kids. I'm like, Bob, you have.
Well, I didn't wait that long to know that I knew, I learned about Christina after meeting him on Modern
Because
Warfare.
you were in the community. I'm a transplant. Remember, I
He's
came.
gonna say trans.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That's his verb. That's how he.
I identify as a
Identify.
Okay.
But we were surprised.
He's a plant that has no gender.
For one, when I found out all this, and I'm like, oh, so Bob has an actual life. It was
Not
surpri-
fake, yes.
But before video games, I never was home like that. I was either at the park playing basketball.
I figured.
I don't. There's a lot of other stuff.
Yeah,
but then when you're home, when you get home, that's what you want to just be home and do. It's actually affordable for us to be home and just sit there and play.
Big,
Then
big
go
thing.
outdoors. Being in a certain environment, also when you grew up, being home was the safest spot for you to be anyway.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
You are likely to get in trouble doing other things, are arrested,
Yep.
a whole bunch of other stuff. So being home playing video games is what is safer for people. You know what I mean? And affordable, because going out for a lunch and dinner with your friends every other week,
Very true.
it's
It's
about
expensive.
It adds up.
That's a lot.
$150 easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
That's just in one day.
Yeah.
That's
And
one
that's,
night.
only, and that's
Yeah.
and no matter how big the party is, the bill is that bigger.
Yeah.
No matter
Yeah.
what. And you're with your friends and you're not gonna split it for what you paid for.
Yeah.
It's gonna split amongst how many people is there.
That's when you're an adult.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There are people that come to those events and be like,
I'll just.
I only had one drink. It's fine. Here's $20.
But there will be people that come to those events and have like a $200 bill by themselves, $500 bill by themselves.
And still,
we'll split it. Like what? Excuse me?
I didn't know you bringing Kevin into this conversation.
whoa. Nobody's here to defend themselves. Don't call out.
No, I'm like, he has the link to the fucking episode. He could get in it. No, but the funny thing is, like, when I used to go hiking all the time, right? Like, people thought that it's cheap. No, we live in New York City. First of all, it cost me $30, $40 of gas to go and come to a nice hiking spot, right? But you got to buy hiking gear. There's a lot of shit that's encompassed in that. Like, buying
You
food
made me
and
buy
everything.
hiking boots that I've worn twice.
It's okay.
I did not make you. You said you want to go hiking. Bro, you could go hiking.
I got a spot for myself. Start on hillside and go up 88.
No.
That's an uphill.
No.
That's a hike.
I'm not doing any of that.
And just walk on the side with the grass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Travis is like, yeah, we're going to go hiking all the time. We go hiking twice, and then we never use the boots.
It's expensive. You want to play video games with me, which became cheaper.
I know. You never listen to me.
You could just go hiking in the video game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
I could spend
Yeah.
that same money to buy the cosmetics in the game.
It would be cheaper in the game.
It would.
It was like,
I have a question. Did anybody's significant others ever get jealous of watching a character flirt with your character in the game? Because when I was playing
you missed
Hogwarts
that
Legacy,
conversation?
I was playing Hogwarts Legacy, and this girl from Slytherin was flirting with me hardcore in the game. And Savannah's like, I don't like this bitch. She's trifling.
I've had
And
moments.
she would get mad at me because I would choose to go on quests with
Oh my
all the
god!
girl
It'd be like, who do
characters.
you want to go on the quest with? And Rich always picked the girl. I'm like, what do you have? No boyfriends at the
That-
school? Is it an
Listen.
all-girls school?
she had a noble cause. She was trying to save the beast from the poachers, and I was like,
Fuck
yo,
my ass.
I'm with this. And so Savannah's like, I don't like this bitch. She's in Hufflepuff. Blah,
That
blah,
would
blah,
be
blah,
like
blah.
the early. Aside from that,
That was the-
you guys. How long have you guys been going out?
We've been together for about 2 years. Yeah.
2 years?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's in the early stage because when they were talking about you're talking about sitting next to each other as he plays.
That
She
was
used to. Used to.
That was-
Now we're like 12 years in, 3 kids. It's not the same. It won't be the same. Okay, just to give you.
Oh,
See, enjoy it.
So enjoy it.
I've seen it with like my brother-in-law, for example. Like once they had kids, the kids just replaced his wife essentially in terms of who watched play video games. It was pretty cool because now my nephew's like 20 and he's like, he used to watch my brother-in-law when he was little play Halo, and now he is like a beast at Halo. He's like so good. Like it's ridiculous how good he is. Like he's just like transcended his dad. And I'm like, damn, this is crazy. Like watching intergenerational people play the same game for so long.
which I think is a big deal because this is going to be that generation now that had gamer parents that can relate to their
Yeah.
gamer kids.
Yeah.
Because of the age and stuff, depending on how they're raised. Like my son, perfect example.
Nathan loves Minecraft.
He watches every now and then on the adult iPad. He hates his kid iPad.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, I'm restricted. I can't. So he comes out of nowhere with what the heck, a whole bunch of lingos and everything. I'm like, not for me, because I'm the bad one. I'm the bad lingo. But it's like, what the heck?
Oh, he knows the difference at this point.
Yeah,
Yes, but oh, thank God.
He knows context really good.
He knows to use those words in the appropriate
It's like,
places
oh, this
and
is
not
complicated. I'm like, okay, good. I'm glad you know what's complicated.
Your daddy don't know what complicated.
No, I don't.
I mean, I think the most funniest point for me was when I heard him say something about like, don't be a noob. And I'm like, what do you know about noob? Like, where are you getting this language from? I mean, he used to use language like that when we were dating. So that was like 10 early years ago. So I know Nathan's
Now you're
not
just a
getting
bitch
that.
ass.
Yeah. Now he doesn't care about the cursing and everything like that. But Nathan picked that up on the noob part. And I'm like, it had to have been the videos he's watching on these gaming videos.
So even though I have so much at home, he doesn't really want to play. Doesn't care for that. He rather goes outside, and that's fine. I'll have him explore whatever he wants to explore. He wants to go outside, he'll go outside. Ava, on the other hand, she has a video. She will link you to that one. Because I was just playing Star Ocean the other night, and I got into the battle with the NPCs, the character, the enemy. My God, she went crazy on the keyboard, on the remote. I'm like, I don't even go that bad. I'm not at that level. And she was just so energetic and hyped about it. I'm
Where
like,
they were in like the battle, whatever, the fighting scene of it. And she's there, and she really thought she was playing.
and she's slapping the
And she's
keyboard
there,
with the
like-
remote and
she's
everything.
there, like,
like,
bam, bam,
I'm like,
like-
okay. I'm like, that's not how you play,
And then
baby.
that's
That's how Bob plays.
so So then Bob called me to come out of the room to see what she's doing. And so when I come out, I see the two of them playing. So she's standing in front of him or sitting on next to him in front of him. And he's there. And so he's holding the controller behind her and she's holding the other controller. And so she thinks she's playing when it's really him. And so like she keeps looking back at him to be like, you see me? And you know, and he's like, yeah, get it, baby, get it. So now I'm recording this moment. And so I have to say, right? Okay, I can talk a lot of smack about the gaming. I can talk about the frustrations that come with it. Absolutely. And I think everybody here has seen, at least playing with Bob, has seen that.
Playing with is about any one of us, trust me.
But when it comes to seeing just that moment of that bonding with just even one of the kids and him, it's amazing. Nathan, when he was a baby, I remember I have countless videos of him being held with Bob and Bob's holding him in his arms.
I've seen photos.
And you know, he's there playing. And then as he got a little bit into like the baby and merging into the toddler stage, he would hold the game control. His first baby toy my cousin bought was a toy game controller.
That was just a shot at me though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because everybody knows Bob games. But you know, it was just. And it's really great. And I have to say that everything that Bob said is in regards to like, well, why does he game? You know, what are the pros to it? It's true. Bob is home. He can be out, you know, hanging out, not just hanging out with the friends, but he also has other hobbies. And I do appreciate the fact that you choose to stay at home. And at least if you're not necessarily there 100% present mentally, you're still there. Like the kids can come and like, you know, sit on his lap or, you know, bother his computer and like do things, you know, and they're there. And at least dad is there with them. And I grew up with a single parent. My father passed away when I was a really young age. And so I didn't have that presence. And so like I am so happy. And this is like such a big part of when I got older and I started seeing as somebody who's going to be my partner. I wanted somebody that was going to be there, a 2-parent household. And not just a 2-parent household just to be there, but to also be present. And so like the kids run to him. If they know if I say no, because I'm the hard ass. If I say no to something, they know to run to him. And like if they don't get the no, then they'll run to like their grandparents. But at least I have somebody to run to that's not just me.
He's present.
Yes. And I appreciate that for the most part.
What?
Wait, so I'm gonna ask
What?
where that side of that table, right? And you got your gamer significant other. Is there a bit of like kind of like comfort knowing that most likely we sitting on a couch or we just like we're not fucking around. We're just playing video games. And, look at Ashley's already shaking her head.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't answer my text, I'm like, my thought isn't like, oh, he's out with some. No, my thought is like he's playing video games or he fell asleep. Those are like the only two thoughts.
Do you agree?
It's the same. It is.
Yeah. Because she knows you're with me.
I don't know how much you Rich game.
Yeah, Rich doesn't really. So like my whole thing with like the gaming is like Rich doesn't really get a chance to game because he's literally always working or he's like always got something to do. Like just the nature of his work, especially when busy season hits, which is right about soon to be now. He just doesn't get a chance. And it's also, he's really picky with the games he does play. So when he does find a game that he likes, I'm actually like relieved and happy for him that he's found something to like entertain him. Like the Hogwarts thing, I wish it went longer because he was so into it. Like, and it was like his free time to like relax, which like he doesn't really get because like his main game is Smash, but like other games piquing his interest is very rare. Like we downloaded The Witcher because we both love the show and we thought the game would be a little more interesting, but we haven't gotten far enough to get into it.
It's too heavy.
It really is good though.
That game is too heavy though.
Yeah.
And so like
very
For
heavy.
somebody who's more of a casual gamer, that is just such a heavy
It's a
game.
very heavy.
Yeah.
it was a bit too slow.
I got through like the first mission and I was like, I think I'm gonna take a break from this. The same thing, like I got Red Dead Redemption 2 just like 2 days ago, and I was like, all right, let me try playing this. And it's the same thing. I went through the first mission and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
That game is really good too. They say I haven't even started. But
I hear it's great. My one of my best friends told me it's probably Rockstar's best game. But I don't know. There's something about it. I guess because it's like a slower paced game.
It's a long. No, those games are long, and
Yeah.
it's like open world.
Yeah.
You have to invest more time into it.
Yeah.
So something that's really short that you can pick up and go and play
Yeah.
is something you'll get into really fast.
I think it depends, like Savannah said, my schedule too, because it's like Smash. It's like I could be doing work and then being like, all right, I need a 15-minute break, and then I will like you pick up Smash, you hit 3 buttons, and you're in a match to play.
Yeah.
Whereas like PC games and open world games, I love them. Like I really like them a lot because they're just so dope. Like Fallout and all those games. That when I used to have time, I used to really go hard with those games. But now it's just like, oh shit, like I gotta, like Red Dead Redemption, I gotta fucking get on this horse. I gotta like, I'm like, why am I not in a car? Or like, I gotta go to this place. I gotta hitch the horse.
And everything is across map.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, it's like $18.99. Each gun only has like the shotgun only has 2 bullets. Then I have to reload. Like, this is why I don't have 8 bullets. You know what I mean? Like, but then again, I'm not far in the game either, so I won't hate on it. But I realized that was like a thing for me too when I played the first one. I was like, I gotta go. I gotta like hunt animals. I gotta like do all this stuff, you know. So I was like, I could just play Smash, and I'm like just in it. And I
when
think
he
that's
does
the thing
play
too.
Smash, it doesn't last though. Like just for 15 minutes. Like we've gone through phases where I'm like playing this a lot.
It's almost like having like someone who would be addicted to anything. It's like having that mentality of like, oh, just one more. So like I'll play a game, and I'll be like, oh, okay. Like I'll look at the time. I'm like, oh, it's fine. I'll just play one more, and then I'm like, I lost this match. I'll like stop playing when I win a match. So then I'll lose like 5 matches, and then I'll be like, shit, you know.
Ed can speak to. Actually, let Ed speak to this one because we've had this for the past couple of nights, especially. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about that too much, but good.
That's exactly what happens in this household. So as Dinesh had mentioned, sometimes I'll come home from work and he will be playing and he'll be like, oh, it's just one more match. But these matches last fairly
They're
long.
like 20 minutes.
Yes. And
Half an hour.
And like an hour later, I'm like, I thought you said just one more match.
I
And he's
didn't
just
win
like,
that
just
one.
one more, just
Or
one
they quit
more.
that
Yeah,
one.
he's like, just one more, and then I'm going to turn it off. And then more hours will pass, and it's bedtime at that point. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, it was fun hanging out with you today.
Yeah, I've been
Just
there.
sneak off to bed.
You have to.
Bro, if she legit, like, I'm gonna say this right now for every significant other listening to this, flash us. I guarantee you my game's gonna come off.
Yeah, but then that
I
has
agree.
expectation.
Right? See, well, yeah, you do because you got 3 kids. So
I got 3 kids, so there's no
you
space.
know exactly.
Like, which one am I gonna put in a little corner? Move over, move.
So there's a couple of questions that have come to mind listening to you.
Stay in your corner. We're still talking.
Oh, God.
No, go ahead.
Keep going.
No.
One of the questions is, I guess more so for, because I feel like the guys know why they do it, but I feel like it's for the women where, because Savannah mentioned something about the simplicity of a game for Rich, right? And well, me, Travis, we kind of play games to like stimulate us a little bit to just de-stress at the end of the day, right? Bob
What?
creates stress.
But we still get stressed.
Well, yeah, we get stressed regardless, right? But I feel like, do you guys understand why we game? Like, do you feel like we're just there because it's like a routine for us? Or do you feel like you actually see why we do this and why we kind of invest so much time in it? Yeah, it's toxic, as Travis said, because we can't end on a loss and you can't end on a win. But some of us are learning, as we said in one of our previous podcasts, we're learning when to call it quits. But for you guys, on the outside looking in, how do you view it? Is it toxic? Is it positive? Is it negative? I feel like maybe the audience would like to know.
I think it's toxic. I think like, again, like everybody has their vices, right? So like mine is like maybe rereading Harry Potter like a million times or like watching a comfort show like Vampire Diaries over and over again, you know? So like it's similar in that it's not necessarily routine because you don't get to do those things often. Like how many of us that are working or have kids and have jobs and houses to clean actually have that time to do stuff that we like? So I just kind of see it as like that's something that Rich likes to do, whether it's like he had a rough day or he's like, you know, he's at a roadblock when it comes to editing, like, so he needs to take the night off and he'll just go down to the couch and like, you know, he's around people he loves, whether it's his family or it's me or, you know, whoever's there. And he plays Smash, but he has like, again, he's somewhere comforting, like home, like you guys said. And he can just like kind of go into his world and, you know, beat up characters and yell and stuff.
Not beat up people.
You know, and like, but it's
Yeah.
like, you know, it's something for him to get his mind off of everything, and it goes into his world. It's like a de-stressor, like you said. And for me, I just try to do the same thing with him. I don't really see it as like, maybe when we get older, if like things evolve and we have kids or something like that, the dynamics might change of like how much time we need to spend on other things versus what like we like to do, such as video gaming. But for me, I also see it as like when he's playing his games, that's my free time too. So it's like
That one right there.
so if he's on the couch, yeah, it's cool if we're together. And for the most part, like I use that time, like, okay, if he can relax and play video games, I'll finish cleaning and then I'll go join him on the couch or join him like in bed, and we'll just, you know, he'll play his games and be yelling and in his own world. And I kind of get it. I watch. I'm like, what's going on? Because it's intriguing. Like I watched him play all of Far Cry. I think it was 6 or something. And it was like the world itself was just so intriguing. And like I watched it. I didn't even do anything else while he was playing it. I just watched him because the story was good to me at least. And you know, when other times when he's playing Smash, I may not be an expert at Smash on my own. My Switch is collecting dust at my co-op. But you know, I'll sit there and I'll read. And like that to me is like spending time together. And if like something crazy happens in a match, he'll be like, come look at this, look what I just did. I'm like, okay. So
I'll say one thing that's helped too, like, is that like I think last year when I used to play Smash, I used to get like really angry when I would lose. And I think this year, like especially since I've like started to change my routine a little bit to try to have like more of a work-life balance. So it's like deep breathing and like exercising again, all that stuff. So like I realize when I play my Switch now, like the fundamental question I have to ask myself is like why am I like playing this? Like, am I playing this like because I want to be the best, or am I playing this because I just want to have fun? And then I realize like it's more important for me to just like have fun while I play a game and like not get so focused on like the competitive aspect. Because the truth is, you're never gonna be like the best.
Don't look at me. You just.
But it like now, like if I'm getting whooped in Smash, like I actually laugh now. I'll like talk. I like if I'm playing online, I'll talk as if the person is there, and I'll be like, "No, bro, don't do it, bro." And then I'll just get destroyed. I'm like, "Oh, fuck!" And then I'll be like, "Yeah, that guy was good. All right."
sometimes
cool.
I watch him, like before I used to watch him losing, and he like would be so in the zone, like you couldn't even like.
Yeah.
It's like he doesn't hear when
It was bad. It used to make me really irritable too. Like if I lost a match and then had to talk to somebody, I would be like in a bad
you
mood.
would like snap, like
Yeah,
if you
it
even
was
if you're just
bad.
asking, like, do you want hot sauce on that?
Wait,
But sorry, wait.
I want to get to the lead.
No, wait. I also too. I just before we get to the other perspectives, I just want to get a grasp of this one. How many hours a week does he put into gaming? Honestly,
Not much. Like during a
under 20?
I probably play Smash for like a half hour to an hour.
Okay,
That's
now
great.
that's really healthy.
That's
Let's hear what that
you're in a good place.
So that's
You're in a
But
good
it comes
place.
in waves.
Yes, and then go
It comes in
unhealthy
waves.
side.
Yeah.
So when
it-
it was Hogwarts Legacy,
Hogwarts
every
Legacy.
free moment
Yeah.
of our weekends, of our nights after work, he'd be, and it would be like a joint thing. He'd be like, "Finish work, like let's play Hogwarts," and I'm like, "But I'm not playing."
But how long would that be? Like 3 hours a day?
Oh, no,
Yeah,
that-
I'd probably say like a couple hours.
That
yeah,
would
I'd
take
stayed
us
up-
late
You're
into
still,
the
you're
night.
still healthy. You're still healthy.
Yeah, I mean, it was a short game.
game.
It was
Yeah, Hogwarts was a short game, you know, but like it
Far Cry phase though. Like it was like I think it happened during Christmas or like the holiday season.
Yeah.
And we were going to bed at like 2 a.m, like
Yeah.
after starting at like 9 or 8. And I'm like,
See,
I'm like,
You
what's
guys-
This is
happening?
still
You
healthy.
guys-
This is still healthy.
you guys are healthy because it's whenever he feels like
Yeah.
it's not demanding because
Yeah.
it's not that
compulsion.
Yeah.
it's not like playing Call of Duty online with other players.
Yeah.
It's not like playing Apex
Yeah.
for your instance because that's what he plays.
Bob,
Long matches.
Bob plays.
2K for us, Fortnite for him and Travis,
Overwatch.
I think if it
and
was
Overwatch
Oh,
for Travis.
I hate
Yeah.
Overwatch.
I think-
I had to stop doing phone games because I had Bullet Echo on my phone, and I had to like delete that game because I was like it's one thing if it's like at home, but then when you have a game on your phone, it's with you everywhere.
he's pretty good at like realizing too.
I don't
So-
even use the Switch. I walk with it every day in a bag and then
Yeah.
I don't use it
So
He brought it
because
up.
I'm too busy at work.
I
Wait.
think there's also a difference then too between single player and like multiplayer games because multiplayer games you're egged on by other people and there's that like
Yeah.
thing. Rich, I don't know how he would do in multiplayer games.
You're not playing Switch
Smash,
versus-
Smash I always play online.
Yeah, you
So
play online, but it's
when I
like
have to
one
play-
to one.
It's
I
one
don't
to
know-
one. Yeah. And in games where like Call of Duty games. I realized in high school I was just bad. Like I could play, but like I don't know. It's just my reflexes aren't quick enough or something. I'm pretty solid at Smash, but like I don't know when it comes to like games like the shooting games online. Like I just gotta get wrecked.
Are you keyboard and mouse or controller?
No, I play in a controller.
Try keyboard and mouse, might be better.
That might be unique.
I try, but it's I don't know. I just realized I'm not good. I'm cool with like watching my friends play and like me just being there eating food and like drinking.
No, that's,
This is healthy.
Stay in
Jesus.
the healthy
He's
side.
very healthy.
Stay,
Very
stay in the healthy.
Let's hear from Ashley.
Let's hear from Ashley.
He definitely plays every day, and it depends on when he gets home from work. Like some days he gets home from work at 5, so he could be playing for 6-7 hours. But if he gets home from work at 8, then maybe he's only playing 5-6 hours. But it depends. But I think the worst was during the pandemic.
Yes.
He would game for quite literally 13 hours a day every day.
Oh.
I want
He's building his
Like, I
community.
mean, like,
Does he not get a headache? Like my eyes start to hurt.
that's what he would say. He'd be like, he went for an eye exam, like right when the pandemic finished. He was like, wow, my vision got really bad. I'm like, really? I wonder what that's from.
I wanted to add with the pandemic thing because I think me, Travis, and Bob, we kind of built even bigger brotherhoods during that time because the pandemic was like, I feel our way of kind of coping.
Yeah.
Because we're used to
Couldn't
like,
go outside and breathe air.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
And not saying he should be on it 5 to 6 hours. I'm just I guess-
13.
yeah, well, yeah,
Being different.
yes.
I think it was also just like during the pandemic, I was working as EMT. So
You were
I was working like 70 hours a week while he was playing video games 70 hours a week.
so the
really had nothing
perspective.
to
And then like my one day off when I'd come over, he would like go to hop on. I'd be like, absolutely not. Like
That's fair.
you could take off today. You could,
That's fair. Because I understand that because for some goddamn reason I was an essential worker. I don't know why. So I was in the office every day. I'm like stupid. But when I would come home, it's the same thing. Like I would always have a friend or someone there to like kind of work with me, to play with me, because I'm already mentally corrupted from the day. Because I
Yeah.
shouldn't be there. COVID is a thing. I'm worried
Yeah.
about so many things. But when I come home, like I'll have these guys, I have other friends, and I'm like, okay, I can like let it all go.
see, that's like a healthy way to do it. I think he was genuinely addicted during the pandemic. Like, let's say his-
We were
But I
in a
mean,
sense,
like,
yeah.
like he could not come.
No, but gamers are addicted regardless.
But
We're all addicted to gaming.
Some degree.
Because, yes,
Yeah.
we want to play and we want to invest time. Losing, we want to play another one. Winning,
You want to
your
play?
friends is like egging you on. Okay, you can't leave on a win note. You got to win another one before you go to bed. And then when you win another one, you got to win one more.
Now you're on a streak.
But
Yeah.
Now we're on a streak and then
Do you
it's eggs
remember-
on. But
Yeah, but
playing video games is like you play just to be home and just try to play.
Yeah.
You do get carried away because you do lose track of time.
Mhm.
Nobody pays attention to time when you're playing.
but you're
It's when you look at the time, like in a casino, you're like, fuck.
yeah, that's true.
You look up and you're like,
'Cause-
holy shit, I just hopped on. And it was like 4 hours.
Was a goal.
before-
And then
Yeah.
same thing I do with the baby. Oh wait, that was on. We fed the baby
I
2
just
hours
fed the
ago.
baby. No, Bob, that was 2 hours
That
ago you
was 2
fed
hours
her.
ago I fed the baby. Oh no, the baby needed a bobo. Gotta go get the bobo.
Wait, all right.
But it's, she don't starve, okay? Just to let y'all know. She does not starve, okay?
Don't worry, there's
Makes-
others around to
she
make
ma-
sure
no,
that.
she makes sure I know that she needs the bottle. She is very
Vocal.
yes.
Um,
But like my only game that really grinds my gear, and the only thing it's like a punishment to myself while I play it every time. It's Call of Duty. Because the only time I get to that anger and that whole annoying and cursing and stuff is Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Any other game? Yeah. Say yeah one more time. It's Call of Duty. That's it.
So stay off.
No. Yeah.
oh my God.
It's addictive.
So I would tell him all the time. So when he would be playing and he'd be cursing, get to that point where it's like, I know that rage. And not only me, this is how sad it is. Our whole household knows the rage of when he's playing Call of Duty.
Uh-oh.
Because when he gets to that level, we're like, what game is he playing? Okay,
of
we
Duty.
know what it is.
Then you Call of Duty
and
comes out?
then-
Yes, it did. Oh.
So like the moments when he's screaming and shouting and cursing, I'm in the background saying, well, then why did you play? Why did you play? You're stupid for playing. Like, why are you getting to this point? Why don't you just turn it off? There was a point when the World Health Organization, the WHO, had announced or had acknowledged that it is a real addiction to gaming.
Yeah.
And I remember when that came out, and I remember sending this information to Bob. I remember sending like the numerous pamphlets and things like, do you need help? Like I signed up his email address for this. So he would be getting these random emails.
Mental health.
Yes.
Wow.
But no, it really, and I say this now, and it's evolved. And we,
Oh, my head.
we've always had a struggle from dating throughout of our years of being together, of finding the time and him prioritizing and juggling the time between gaming. And there is a fine line, I really think, between healthy gaming and then finding the time for everything else in your life and that priority. And when we first started dating, Bob used to have this, Bob used to have this joke where he used to say, bike, because he has a motorcycle and he's always been about his bike. So his bike is number 1, gaming is number 2. And then so I used to joke and say, so I'm number 3 on that list. And in certain parts of our life, I've felt that way. And I'm being very transparent in that. But I would say, shut up. I would say, though, I do, going back to Dinesha's point here in question, I do feel as if gaming has been a constant thing for him. Starting out, like he said, where if he was living in an area, and we live in Hollis, so you're living in an area that's not necessarily productive of having a healthy or safe way of life in the neighborhood, in the streets.
Talking about the 2000s era.
Especially then too, right? And so it started out like that, where maybe gaming was that way. But then it started into, and I think looking at it now, I think personally, your way of, it's not only a decompressing a way or a way to help you just de-stress from when you come home from work, or you had a tough day, or maybe you're frustrated with where we are with like kids and screaming and all that stuff, so you just have to focus on the game. But I think it's also too, like, when you're playing your games, right, the only thing that happens is either you lose or you win, and that's it. So that you have like a valid point of achievement, or
You feel like you've accomplished something.
exactly.
That's why we play.
But the ladies would not say it that way. What did you
No, I
accomplish?
did see it.
Well,
That
let me
clearly.
explain, because I'm going to try to bring this
Is there a
together,
lady?
right?
Me?
Let me explain, because
yes.
I don't care. Because and even yesterday and into Friday, it's been an on and off thing for me, right? Because there's a lot that goes on for me personally that I don't always know how to deal with, right? And I feel like for us, we just want a win.
Mhm.
As small as it can be, as minimal as it can be, we just want to feel a win that, we did something, that we're not just sinking or that we're just losing in this life and we're constantly felt to be oppressed, right? Maybe just me.
No, I agree with you 1,000%.
I agree. It
Yeah,
just,
I
it
feel
feels
like Miss
a little
Vanna
too
been
much
talking-
into it.
No. I will say I get it.
The win does cheer you up with your friends. You
Right,
play in the game.
Because it's like, for one, going outside is expensive as fuck right now,
Mhm.
right? So it's like, I used to be very social, I'd be very outgoing. I used to like do whatever I wanted to. It's harder for me to do that.
Mhm.
One, because people aren't available, because they're dealing with the same mental, overwhelming things that we all deal with, right? Two, it's just, again, it's hard to like spend money. It's hard to do these things. You have so much more you're trying to think about. Like, you guys have a family. I don't have a family. I'm grateful, but I have like a fucking mortgage I got to worry about, right? But I wanted to bring him back, and I wanted Ashley to finish, because I think you and Eric don't have some of those things yet, but there's different perspectives, right, as to what you see with Eric and his gaming behavior,
Yeah.
right? So like you were saying like during the pandemic how he was like addicted to
Yeah. No, like literally.
so like
But he was like, I have nothing else to do. He
Mhm.
was like, a lot of people were depressed.
Mhm.
He was lonely. He was bored. And I think it was more out of boredom than he was like, what am I going to do? My options were play video games or like stare at the ceiling. So like,
because I don't think at that time, even you yourself, you're like overwhelmed. I don't think you could have like suggested anything to him to be like, hey, maybe be productive in like another way or something.
no, she was at EMT. They told her to stay inside. Everybody else got to stay inside but her.
I know, that's what I was saying. I was just saying.
I
at
literally
that
had
time-
like a hall pass to like leave my house. Like I got a pass from the
Yeah.
government that was like,
Yeah.
I'm allowed to leave
Yeah.
my house.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yeah.
So-
I didn't know that.
'Cause-
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, if I left, I had to show my memorial ID. That's the only way we could have left.
You have to essential
Yeah,
paperwork.
paperwork.
Yeah.
Wow.
So for him in that sense, I kind of get it, but do you feel it was just out of boredom, or was there like maybe more.
I think it was a distraction too.
as a distraction.
Yeah.
Just to like for what? Just as like escape reality in a sense.
Well, I think he felt like he had no purpose because he wasn't working. I think a lot of people felt like that. He's never said that like specifically, but I was like, he wasn't working. He wasn't allowed to see his friends. He rarely saw me because I was also exposed to COVID patients every day. So I didn't see my family. I lived with them, but I would like come in through the back door, go straight upstairs. Like I didn't see anybody. So like, I think that, yeah.
Does he? Sorry.
And just a side note, I found my W-2 from being an EMT. I made $28,000 for 2020.
Bullshit.
For doing all
I
that.
hate that shit.
It was
I
bad.
found that yesterday. I just sent it into like something, and I was like, wow.
I hate
So-
that shit.
So does he? He's not here. But does he live alone? Does he live with his family?
He lives with his family.
He lives with his family.
Yeah.
Damn. Because my thinking, I lived alone during that time,
Yeah.
and I know that darkness all too well. But for him, I guess, and maybe this is a conversation for another time. I guess for him, like, was there maybe a conversation to be had between his family and him, like maybe a sense of encouragement, or because immigrant family, let's be honest, immigrant family's like, you're wasting your time on that game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They tried to like, they were like, why don't you go outside and like train your sibling? His brother plays soccer. Like, why don't you do some soccer training with him and like coaching him like that? And he did that sometimes, but like a lot of his time was still spent gaming. But I get it. Cause like literally what else was he going to do? Even if he played soccer with his brother 2 hours a day and like,
You're still home.
what
like,
else?
twiddling your
11
thumbs.
hours
Why
gaming.
not just do
Yeah.
that?
Back to game. That's over. Thank God.
So now, do you see like maybe a better transformation to where his relationship with the game itself is a little bit healthier?
Yeah, now he can like step off. Like I slept over last night, so I got to his house at maybe like 6. He was in the middle of a game. He let them know, oh, by the way, guys, it's gonna be a last game. And I'm like, oh,
That's nice.
wow. So we started doing that with probably in the last year.
Don't get any ideas over there.
That's good. That's what I was going to
He'd
ask.
been on for a few hours, to be fair. He was off yesterday.
For a few
So
hours? Okay.
Few hours is average.
might have been more than a few hours because he texted me at 9, I'm gonna go to the gym after this game, and then I got there at 6 and he didn't go to the gym and he was still in that game. So.
I was gonna say, oh, he kept his commitment, but he didn't.
All right.
So,
But he
hold
did
on.
keep his commitment to you when you walked in the door that
Yeah.
played out.
So
You
like
got off him.
it doesn't like I think our main thing is like as long as it doesn't interfere with like yes, I don't mind if you're gaming while I'm over, but I still want some shared time, especially because we don't live together and like we both work full time. So like we only see each other once or twice a week. So like I want some shared time off the game, which he very much abides to. And
I think that's absolutely fair. But now, yes.
I'm curious.
So now we get to Anne. Because I know this personally what happens because Travis will hit me up. Hey, are we gaming? He's like a crack addict.
No.
And it-
I don't tell her that.
No, every time it's time to game, he says, "Oh, Din's hopping on now," and he texted me, and he wants me to hop on
I do text him though. I do text
every
him.
time.
Oh, not
You
every-
just saw Travis out.
It's okay. He'll be all
You
right.
threw him under the bus.
He'll be all right. No, but I do text him, like especially when I work from home. I'm like, fuck this shit. Travis, you want to game? And he's like, I kind of have okay.
I get it.
So
Bob will be ready to like hop off, and then he'd be like, "Oh, Din just got on. He just hit me up," and I'm like, "No."
am I the problem?
No, there's about 100 and some people on my friends list. That's the problem.
Yes, because if it's not you, it's somebody else. Like at one point, he was getting like 3-4 invitations. I'm like, geez, you don't have a real social active life like you do on gaming.
Yeah, but it's nice.
I technically do have a social life. I just don't look at the group chat because the group chat does go off. I just choose to just stay behind my computer.
I'm surprised we don't have a group chat. I mean, it's good we don't. But
We have too many.
we don't have a gaming group chat.
Yeah, no.
Isn't that
We
what
had
like
that at
Discord
one
is
point.
for?
We did?
Yes, with the basketball
Isn't
and
that what, like,
2K. That
Discord
went
is?
Yeah, we
miserable.
did.
Oh, that went bad. There was a lot of
That was
That's always what I
miserable.
hear.
That was a really bad one.
Okay, so we want to hear Anne's perspective on what she thinks Travis's relationship is with gaming.
So
And be very honest.
And you could talk about the whole thing with,
Yeah. So when we first moved in together, I thought he was addicted to gaming and I thought it was very toxic. And then as time passed, years went by and he got diagnosed. And then I realized from doing research that gaming for him is actually healthy. It's his de-stressor. When he has a hard day, he can just hop on and not worry about anything else that's going on. And it's also a distraction for him from everything else that's going on in his life. So for me, it took me a long while to accept gaming in our household as a norm. So
Where did you go to get tested?
Well, I went to a psychiatrist. So to preface some of this that was missed, while we were not living together, she knew I was gaming. But like,
I don't even remember you gaming. When
you were
living
over, I
together.
never gamed.
No,
It was always
never.
Sexy time, so I didn't really want it. So, but the thing is, like, it came to the point, like, whatever. So she when she moved in that first year, I was so busy doing other shit. She was so busy doing other shit, she barely saw me gaming. So she probably didn't understand this habit. Now I got a house. Now I got free time. I got adult money. I'm chilling. Now she's starting to see the gamer. So unlike, I guess, with your situation and with Ashley's situation, Savannah's situation, she really did not have the heads up. I talked about it a lot, but she didn't understand it. She didn't realize it. Then COVID happened.
I kind of feel like that. I don't think I know the extent.
Yeah, I don't think you're prepared to understand.
Because like I know he plays every day. I could not give you like a definite time. But
Just get on Discord. You'll see how long he's long.
Stina can give you a heads up on that.
I can tell you right now, as you're dating and when you're coming over, when you're not living yet either, it's a lot more easy to tolerate, right?
Yeah.
It's more easy to be like, okay, well, he has his individual needs, you have your own, and then you guys figure it out together. Maybe spend a couple time and then go off on your own. But then it's really hard when you're in a space with a person and now you're looking to that person. Something as simple as like if something is happening to me, or if I get a phone call or something affects me and I want to look to my partner to be like, tell them about it, but they have the headphone on.
And he's on the other side of the room. Bitches.
and then I feel alone, and then I feel frustrated. That loneliness and isolation that I feel then turns into this anger and this frustration towards him, because it's like, well, why can't you be the partner that I need? Because I just see the game as this enemy.
Because my teammate needs me.
Well, I need you too.
Yeah, but the niche is down and down in the corner.
Everybody is different. Everybody's relationship, everybody's priorities, and how they handle it, and it's different.
Yeah.
And I can't say that we're still figuring it out. Like we're married, we're 3 kids in, we're so many years together, and we're still figuring out what is healthy or what works for us. I won't say that in our lives I can ever see game not being there.
It hasn't been it's not a sweet spot to be in, because you do fight, you do argue, you do come across your occasional, like, you're there every day.
Outside of these guys hearing it on the other side of me screaming about things, no. But there's a lot of things behind the scenes when it's really a one-on-one with just me and him, where we have to away from the game, where I have to say, like, we need to figure this out, because it's hard.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, I definitely don't feel that yet, because I've never like gotten to like an actual fight about gaming at all. Like I've joked about it, or I've been like, "Come on," but we've never really gotten to like
that's
a
how
legit fight.
But that's how it starts. That's how it starts. If you don't notice it, like, you will make jokes about it.
Yeah,
because she's done it way earlier. Make jokes about it. You're always on it. You're giggling and stuff, and then it does start to tell on you, like, in the back.
Yeah,
you have to address it at some point.
I feel Savannah and Ash are in a great spot right now.
I think so too.
I think you're getting a little bit of wisdom. You don't have to take any of it by all means, but a little bit of where it can lead to.
this is good like prep, because we're looking to move in together this summer.
Yeah.
Like a good.
Because
In all honesty, I think Ashley's gonna feel it like hard. Like at Savannah, I feel this is a working.
You're healthy.
Yeah, I mean, Rich and I.
She's like, he games
we're
a half
together
hour a day.
No, but his gaming habits.
Yeah,
healthy.
No, honestly,
his gaming habits healthy, and he has it down pat.
I was gonna say we don't live together, but we are together like every day.
Yeah, but his gaming habits is down pat.
And that's what I mean, like with work and like the things that we do balance and work on together, whether it's like his business or me going to work, like when we do have that free time and we're always together in it, it's like healthy. Like he knows how to manage his time and he can recognize himself like when it's taking too much time, or even when I'm like, shouldn't you be answering some emails or working? He'll be like, all right, I'm going to delete the game off my phone. And
Yo,
that's how.
I had to.
Wow.
I had to.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
amazing that you can talk and not fight.
I don't think we've ever fought about video.
Video games, not really. I mean, there's maybe was one time where you were like, "I'm gonna take this Switch away," and I was like, "No."
Like, I'm going to throw the Switch out the window.
Yeah, I was like, "No, don't." But I realized that, like when I had the game on my phone, that's probably where I'm like, "Yeah, I can't do phone
Yeah,
games."
because to that extent, like it's not a video.
I'm just never present.
He's
if I
never
have a game on my
present. So I
phone.
get that. It's like we got stuff to do. We have errands to run. We have stuff for the business to do. Like we got to do life things. Like get off your freaking phone.
So
But yeah.
And then, like with the Ashley situation, I will say, like, it probably hasn't hit you yet, right? Because you haven't seen it, you haven't been. I will say, with my situation, she had never really understood why I was so tired the next day, or
Oh, yeah.
why
No, I know,
like there was
there's
so, why wasn't this completed in the house? So she'll I'm home alone. I'm going to bed. Well, she says goodnight to me at 10 p.m. Imagine, and then she comes the next day and the place is a shit show because I decided I'm going to clean that evening, but she's already here cleaning. So you should have been foreshadowing that shit. Should have got some hits. But that's really what. When you get there, you'll see it.
some conjecture, I guess, because I think
What?
conjecture.
The fuck does that mean?
Oh Christ!
Trying to interject, trying to go in.
Interruption.
okay.
Interruption.
That was a
Okay.
word.
So
He Googled it before he came over.
yeah, that's what I did. So I think our audience is seeing different perspectives, and I think that's great. I think that's great for anyone who's in a relationship with a gamer, anyone who's thinking about getting into a relationship with a gamer, and even the old heads who have been gaming since
The 1900s.
the 1900s.
And haven't noticed what's going on in the background.
I think ultimately what it comes down to, because I can see in Christina and Bob, I think ultimately what it comes down to is how much you value that person. Because I think, and this is just my perspective, I think Bob and
Man's perspective.
I listen.
I'm kidding.
It's a good one. I think with them, from my view, you can see the fights they've had, but still at the end of the day, they still choose each other because they know each other. And I think for Savannah and Ashley going forward, with them moving in or taking things to the next level, I think they're gonna start to figure out more. How much do I care for this person? How much is this a hindrance to my relationship? Is it a hindrance at all? I think Anne kind of got blindsided, and she's just thinks Travis is maybe a hindrance in itself, and like it's not just the gaming; it's just who he is.
Yo, ADHD is a thing, man. ADHD is a thing. I get caught up in a lot of shit. I got hobbies.
And I'm very
I'm a professional hobbyist.
you are.
And Travis
I like that.
Travis is a very high functioning person, but he's like a hamster a lot of the time. He's just like, oh, squirrel, but he's on his shit. I guess I'm gonna try to close this, but it feels like there's so much that can be asked here. Like maybe we do another round, because there was one question I wanted to ask, and maybe we can do it another time. The one question I wanted to ask, because we touched on it, was having relationship with these adult gamers. Would you, going forward, encourage your children, because now there's careers in gaming?
How you gonna ask this question now? Fuck, we can't close.
Yeah, you can't close with that. Yeah, well, you could just have
All
a
right.
part 2 later.
Fuck it, just answer it. Go for it. Just hurry up.
Okay, so we could do this really
We'll
quickly.
add 50 minutes to the clock. Go for it.
Well, we could do this really quickly. We'll try to keep it short, because growing up, we didn't have those opportunities in gaming where you could be like, I can make this a career. But now you experience the good and the bad of an actual adult gamer who's high functioning, who's yelling at the screen and yelling at people they've never seen in their life. Would you encourage it on your children, because they could make a lot of money off of YouTube, right? And not saying the traditional path is bad either. Some of them could still be strategists and like marketing research and do so many things with that intel that you gain from gaming. Would you encourage your child going forward to partake in gaming, and to like maybe what level? Would casual gaming, like if they take it up for casual, are you okay with that? Or are they like hardcore, or like not doing it all? I mean, I wouldn't say this is a question more for the men, because, you know, we're going to be like,
You asked the
What's wrong with
wrong
this
question.
That question is still
No,
let you
no,
finish.
where's the question mark?
I try to give context.
Where's the question mark?
Not done yet. Hold on. He's not done.
Go,
He's not.
go ahead.
I would probably say my initial answer would be no, hell no, no. But no, I have to take a step back. If my kids wanted to, and I'm seeing it in Ava a little bit now, if my kids wanted and had an interest in video games, I am not going to stop that. Nathan likes to watch Minecraft videos, but again, but I would probably say is encouragement on the outside activities, encouragement and experiencing life. It's so easy to get sucked into this virtual life and behind the screen and sitting there, and you're not realizing how many hours and how much life and years pass you by where you're not doing things that you maybe could have been doing and experiencing outside. And I want to make sure that Nathan, Ava, and even Sophie, who's a baby right now, get to do that. But if they do have a genuine love of the game, I'm not going to stop that. I will probably bitch and moan about it behind closed doors, but I'm not going to stop
Or
that. I'm
on
going to be like, you
podcast.
go, baby, you go. Like, but I'm not going to shoot down their dreams because you kind of touched on it. Like growing up in a West Indian household, shut your booty. Growing up in a West Indian household, it wasn't easy to be like, you have dreams. They're gonna be like, what's that? You don't have dreams. You go to school, you get a job. That's it. Like,
Gotta have a puja for you when you have a dream.
your dream is getting married and have kids eventually, right? That's it. Like, there's no such thing as a career or having hobbies. So it's a big thing where I want to make sure that we raise our kids to, if they want to have hobbies, if they want to be casual, if they want to be a little bit into like pro, that's fine, I guess. But whatever floats their boat, we're there to support.
Okay.
That's it.
Ashley?
I don't think I'd want them trying to go pro,
Damn.
but I'd have no problem with them playing if it was like a healthy amount. I wouldn't want them 5, 6, 7 hours a day. But if they played a couple hours, but if they played a couple hours a day, I'd have no problem with that. Especially because like I know Eric has met some of his friends literally through gaming.
Yes.
Friends that he's still friends with, friends that he hangs out in person now, people that he's like traveled across states to meet. So like I think it's a cool way to build bonds and meet
He did that
people.
too?
I had I had one friend from way back when I was in high school that we lost contact, and then we played. Me and my cousin ran into them back again playing PUBG, and he killed us. This team killed us, but me and my cousins kept the same style of names throughout everything we played. And he messaged me right after that.
Yo, is this you? Is this you?
Yes.
Aw.
And we linked back up and we play games again.
And he was a little bit older than you, right?
No, he's younger than me. He's
Oh,
a
he's
lot
younger
younger.
than you.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot younger. These are kids that you play video games with when you're a kid, and you just find connections back with them back again. It's like some people are very friendly, and you have
Not you.
no.
So Ashley is
But back to the top of your question, ladies. Go ahead.
Ashley.
Yeah,
Ashley's-
within a healthy amount.
okay. Ashley's perspective is
I still want them to have dreams.
refresh. Hey,
Nothing wrong with that.
nothing wrong with that. Savannah.
Yeah, I think my opinion's kind of like a mix of the two. Like Rich, I hope you know what I'm saying, but like he got into video games when he was younger because, he wasn't really encouraged to go outdoors. He didn't, have that much of a social life as a kid, which a lot of West Indian kids growing up, you're kind of confined to home, unless your parents put you in swimming or one of those activities.
Swimming at all?
Swimming, piano, whatever it
you
was.
grew up here, Rich, or back home?
Yeah, no, I mean, I grew up, I was born here in New York, but the thing was, when I was growing up, was that, like, I grew up in Richmond Hill, but
No, I'm saying just because I was brought up back home and we only had trenches.
oh, okay, yeah. When I went to Guyana the first time, that was probably the least amount of time I ever spent on my Game Boy because I was like busy like digging in the trenches looking for frogs, and I was like, "The fuck is this? Like, this doesn't exist in New York. Like, we have rats. Like, this is wild." But anyway,
It's not a rat. That's awesome.
yeah, right. But for me, growing up, I got like really into gaming because when I was younger, like I went to school in Howard Beach, and I was like the only like Indian kid in the whole school, so I got bullied a lot. And then I was like, gaming for me was like a safe haven. And my parents, like, as I was growing up, were like fighting all the time. So it was like, I grew up as an only child, even though like I have older siblings. But I remember I had like this one little room in the basement, which is like now my gear room for like all my camera gear. And it used to have all my games. And I used to spend just like hours in there on the weekends. I had a schedule. I'd wake up 7 a.m., watch Kids WB, like watch all the new episodes. And then like my mom would probably make me Hot Pockets or something, or if she wasn't, I would make it myself. And then I would just fucking play games. And I had a GameCube, I had an Xbox, I had a PS2. It was just me. It was just me. And like, I was like, all right, cool. So, and my parents, I felt like, most like West Indian parents, when like you're a first generation immigrant, they don't really know how to connect with you like as a kid for like quality time. So for them, their idea of success was like, if your kids want something, you have the money, you buy it and you give it to them, because that's success in like the American dream. So for me, like all I wanted were like, I wanted a dog, but my parents would never let me have one. So like the closest thing I could have to like always having like constant companionship, because I like my siblings were already moved out and like grown up and had kids, and I couldn't have a pet. So I was like, the closest thing was like video games. So I was like video games, and then anime and like cartoons were like all these things that just like kept me company. And then there were times when like I did go outside, but I never really had like friends that I could like play with, because like growing up it was the same thing. Like I was too brown to like hang out with the white kids, and I was too white to hang out with the brown kids. So like the only thing I could do was like ride my bike, and like that was like pretty much all I did. And then that's how like my relationship with gaming like started. And from then it's just kind of grown to this thing where I've like, it's just never really left. and it's just there.
He's got it under control now, but like knowing his background and then like kind of having like a slightly different upbringing in that like I'm West Indian American as well, or American West Indian, whatever. But I also grew up in Queens, but I was like super outdoorsy. Like my parents were still like very connected to like where they came from, which is Trinidad. So like they wanted to like play cricket in the yard. They like, wanted to, I love soccer. So we would play soccer. I would ride my bike. So I was super outdoorsy. I loved puzzles and books. And like, while I did was intrigued by video games, as I said earlier, I never really had the opportunity. That wasn't stuff they bought for me because they didn't see it as necessary or like educational, West Indian parents. So like kind of understanding Rich's background and what gaming meant to him when he was going through that time in his life as a young child, and having my upbringing, I would look for like a balance in that. Like if we ever had kids, like I would not necessarily encourage them any one way. I would just encourage a balance. Like if video games was something that they got into, by all means, like, go ahead, but I would also say, if you're going to play video games, I want you to try experiencing this. And like, let's go outside and let's run, let's race, let's play soccer, let's play cricket. Like, let's do these things that give you a balance to say, like, when you do grow up, I really like playing soccer, I want to be a soccer player. Maybe you do that. Or you grow up and you're like, I really like playing video games, like, I want to do that, like either which way, how they land kind of ends up being them. But I want to at least ensure that if I did have kids and we had kids, like it would be a blended upbringing with a balance that when they did, so when they got to an age to make a decision on what they love, they have a lot of experiences to basically pull from and making that decision.
I love that.
Yeah, I think you're all kind of saying the same thing, which our parents never really cared about, was to allow your kids to like just be exposed to different things in life. You aren't dictating what they're supposed to do. You're just allowing them to grow, make their own mistakes. You try to, minimize those mistakes, and you allow them to develop. And now we want to end. Like, what do you want Monty and Chloe, Charlie, and Bandit? Because we know Bandit's an asshole.
He's not an asshole. He's temperamental.
He takes after his brother.
Is that the bigger one?
No, it's the Shih Tzu. It's mine.
He's an asshole.
He's not an asshole.
Yeah, that's her boy, so she's gonna defend him to the day she like goes.
And because he takes after her, but go ahead.
He's perfect.
So, would you, going forward, encourage your children to get into gaming, or maybe even a perspective that was provided already? Like, what's your take on it?
I agree with everything that all of the females have said. Savannah especially. I would be perfectly fine if they wanted to game, but then I also want them to experience everything else that life has to offer. Go outside, play. I didn't grow up like that. Like I grew up in a household similar to Rich, like my parents would buy us things and that's how they showed us love. Like we didn't play sports, we weren't active, and I don't want that for my children going forward. Trav has played sports. He is a gamer. He's into videography. He loves the dogs. Like he's a professional hobbyist. And I would love to raise our children the same way.
We got no choice. They're gonna get my ADHD. Anyway.
Yeah, and that's it. They will have ADHD.
So wait, hold on. Can 1 minute? Yeah, man. Let me answer.
Let him chime in. He's been over there on the couch for a while.
I will say, like, look, as much as I'm a gamer, right? That whole professional hobbyist thing, it really does come in kind of nifty because I know we asked the ladies about the children and shit. Look, when she starts popping out them babies, there are going to be rules to the video game situation, right? For me, it's going to be first, did you work out today? In any which way, I don't care what it is. If you dance, you skate, if you whatever, do something physically active. Did you do it? Yes, cool. 1 check. The second check mark for me would be like, did you do something for your mental, stimulus? Like, have you read? Are you a mathematician? Whatever it is that they like to do, whether it be pen and paper, whether it be something coding, by then nobody's gonna be writing, right? Maybe nobody's gonna be reading anymore.
AI.
Yeah, well, whatever. Have you practiced your AI conversations today? Whatever it is, right? And then the third thing is, have you done something to make yourself better? Have you planned something for the future? Have you set a goal? Like, these are the 3 things that I need checked off before my kid can even turn the game on.
I love that.
You sound like what's his name? That guy from
That's not a bad.
But that's the way I was. That's what I did that throughout my 20s. I could not turn the game. Like, I don't care if I got high at 9 p.m. and started playing with y'all Call of Duty. Like, I had to make sure that I had my workout in first, right? I did something for either my career or whatever, and I learned something. Those are my 3 things before I turn the game on. I don't do that now.
I think that's a good step for when they hit high school though.
No, fuck that.
No, I think it's earlier
you
than
can start
that.
them early.
Earlier.
How early is that?
Yo,
You never seen the
That's a whole topic. I'm gonna get into it 'cause that's a good topic for next time when you.
Hey, we'll do that. We'll actually bring you 2 on. I think it's a good thing. But
You never seen the Jamaican kid coaching his brothers? Like, you have to punch like this, man.
that kid's not built. That kid's built different, bro. That kid's built way different than any other child I've ever seen.
But I think for gaming, for if you want your kid to be involved in gaming, I wouldn't say yes into gaming, but I do like the aspects of how many things they can learn while doing it though.
Yeah.
Because at a young age now, when these kids are making millions, it just ain't on YouTube alone. It's from just video editing. It's from complying different videos. It's a whole set of stuff because they know programs you don't even know.
Nah, man.
Yeah, I think
We got this.
I think at their age, like this generation coming up, like my niece and my nephew's age, they're able to absorb so much because there's so much available. When we were younger, I just absorbed whatever I could because the knowledge was limited, right? And I think you guys experienced it as well. But these kids coming up, I think they have the ability to do so much more. And I like the perspectives everyone's provided where like Travis is like, he's right. And I feel like start them young. Get them into a routine. Get them into something that they feel accomplished with. That they're like, I did this. I could keep doing this. And they develop further than that. Because we're developing those habits now as adults.
They can do it a lot
And
earlier.
they can do it a lot earlier. And who knows what they can do. They can take off and create. But unfortunately, we do have to end this. This has been an amazing episode. One, because we have these amazing ladies here providing perspectives on the morons that we are. Eric is not here, unfortunately.
Yourself?
I'm a moron. I don't have nobody to tell me I'm a moron. I know I'm a moron.
I look in the mirror
Every day. You suck. Not that much, but maybe a little. But I just want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Rich, Travis, for this wonderful space. And Savannah, Ashley, Christina, thank you for being the amazing women that you are. Thank you to our audience for putting up with us as you do. But
for a very long.
Thank you for just being a part of this community that we're trying to build. Bob is rubbing my back like I'm a cat. Anyway,
don't forget about our Discord. We will put the links to our Discord.
We'll put the links to our Discord, to our handles. I don't know if you want to put their handles too. Maybe it'd be great. Unless they get like stalkers.
That's what Ashley's lifting Instagram.
Yes.
Oh, everybody missed that.
Twitch,
Bob's
Rich's. videography, Travis's videography, Christina's family tree of soldiers that she's raising,
It's the army.
Savannah's Smash Brother fails. Yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for being there once again. We love you guys, and we're out. Don't hate the players.
Hate the game. I can't do it.
Hate the game.
Thank you. That was fun.